Hi class, this is Dr. Williams. I'm going to try to make some videos like this for you from time to time this semester. A class like this is really hard for me to plan because there are so many amazing graphic novels out there, and the field of comic studies and graphic narrative has a really long history. So in this video I'm going to give you a really brief overview of comics and also share with you the books that I'm asking you to buy this semester. One of the first things I'd like to mention is terminology. Right now I'm using comics a lot, but the title of this course is Gender and Graphic Narrative. If you grew up in a household that got a daily newspaper, maybe you'd read the comics page. And each Sunday the newspaper would include a whole section in full color of just comics. When I was growing up, comics most often referred to these. Comic books were thin, cheaply printed story collections, often superhero characters, imagined adventures in outer space, but not necessarily humorous stories. The term graphic novel was coined in 1964 to refer to book-sized picture stories for grown readers. In this class, we'll explore different kinds of graphic narratives that use sequential arts to tell different kinds of stories, like comics journalism, graphic medicine, and graphic memoir. None of these was really on the map for the subject of a university class when I was growing up. Comics were not seen as literature until Art Spiegelman's complete anthology of Mouse, which he originally published in comics issues. And Mouse was awarded with the Pulitzer Prize in 1992. Another important graphic novel is Marjane Satrapi's Persepolis from 2003, which has been adapted into an animated film that won the Jury Prize at the Cannes Film Festival and was nominated for Best Animated Feature in 2007 for the Academy Awards. Another is Alison Bechdel's 2006 memoir Fun Home, which was adapted in 2015 into a Tony Award-winning Broadway musical. We'll be reading this one together. You're taking this university class at a moment when we not only have all of this rich history, but also books about comics written by scholars. We have engagements with comics and historical events, with gender and sexuality, with race and ethnicity. I hope the books we read together inspire you to discover more graphic narratives. There's a lot out there, and I include a list of some of these at the end of our course syllabus. The first book we'll read together is Making Comics by Linda Berry. Linda Berry is an author and a professor of interdisciplinary creativity at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and also the recipient of a MacArthur Genius Grant. Her approach to comics and drawing as a way of thinking, and of tapping into and reconnecting with our own memories, shapes not only my own approach to teaching this class, but she's also influenced a wide variety of other comics artists and teachers. Next, we'll explore different non-fiction subgenres of graphic narratives, like comics journalism and graphic medicine. These subgenres sometimes overlap. Photographic is a non-fiction text about Graciela Iturbide, a photographer from Mexico, and Displacement is an autobiographical story with fantasy elements like time travel, but I'm including them both as examples of comics journalism. Next, we'll explore graphic memoir. Like comics journalism, books in this category often grapple with broader social issues, but through the lens of an individual's life. We'll read Alison Bechdel's Fun Home, and also Ebony Flower's memoir Hot Comb. Finally, we'll conclude with two fiction graphic novels, Trung Le Nguyen's The Magic Fish, and Isabel Greenberg's 100 Nights of Hero. I'm calling this last section of the class Imagining New Stories, because these graphic narratives draw not only from graphic narrative conventions, but also fairy tales in order to create new kinds of stories that center on new kinds of heroes. Graduate students, I'm asking you to buy one additional book, Nick Susanis' Unflattening. This is maybe the very first PhD dissertation that was written in the form of a graphic narrative. There's also a scholarly anthropology book by Elizabeth Povinelli called An Inheritance, published by Duke University Press, that similarly employs hand-drawn reproductions of maps and photographs. I personally find this aspect of graphic narratives really exciting. Graphic research or comics academia, I don't know what to call it yet. But I'm offering this as a possibility for graduate students' final projects to adapt an aspect of your own research in the form of graphic narratives. But we'll talk about that when we get there. I'd like to mention one other category, and that's mini comics. Some longer graphic narratives begin as mini-comics. These are often self-published by the author and are a way to generate interest in readers for longer work. My friend Steph is working on a graphic memoir, but she's releasing individual chapters in the form of mini-comics. As we get started, I'd like you to consider how graphic narratives are a uniquely powerful creative medium to tell stories that critique social inequalities and advocate for more just futures. This is sort of the central question to the entire semester, so always sort of have it on the front burner or back burner. I look forward to seeing more of your drawings this week, and I'll see you soon.